I'm Mary Lou. I am a school teacher, and sometimes things just really crack me up. Today, I want to talk to you about the Oxford comma. And I just think this is kind of an interesting, fun thing, and so I thought you might like to know about the Oxford comma. So I have some sentences here. So here's the sentence. Be sure to bring flip-flops, a towel, sunscreen, and treats. So when I read that, you know where the commas go. So we're going to fill those in, and then we're going to talk about the Oxford comma. Okay, so first, be sure to bring flip-flops, comma, a towel, comma, sunscreen, and treats. Okay, so now we're going to look at some sentences that have an issue with the Oxford comma. So if we were going to put a comma in as if it was a serial comma, we would say, when Al went to Portugal, he saw his mother, an 800-year-old statue, and the Archbishop of Porto. So actually, when we read that without the comma before the and, it appears as if his mother is actually the 800-year-old statue and the Archbishop of Porto, which would be really weird because I think the Archbishop actually has to be alive. And so we would have to use the Oxford comma and go ahead and stick it in after the 800-year-old statue. So we would say, when Al went to Portugal, he saw his mother, comma, an 800-year-old statue, comma, and the Archbishop of Porto, because his mother is not an 800-year-old statue. All right, so now let's look at this other one. I'm missing a word. June talked to her husband, Keiko the Whale, and the world's best fly fisherman. Without the comma before the and, it appears as if her husband is actually Keiko the Whale and the world's best fly fisherman. So we have to put in the Oxford comma to show that she talked to her husband, and she talked to Keiko the Whale, and she talked to the world's best fly fisherman. So this actually pops up, and I have two examples here of times that this was actually the error made in print. And so these were from a Reddit report. And so here we go. Among those interviewed were I've got some errors. Among those interviewed were Merle Haggard's two ex-wives, Kris Kristofferson and Robert Duvall. Now we know that Kris Kristofferson and Robert Duvall are not Merle Haggard's ex-wives. That would be crazy. So we have to make sure that we put in the Oxford comma after Kris Kristofferson. So it reads, among those interviewed were Merle Haggard's two wives, Kris Kristofferson, and Robert Duvall, showing us that 4 people were interviewed. Okay, and then the last one, I think this is hilarious. This book, this is actually in print. This book is dedicated to my parents, Ayn Rand and God. And so apparently this author's parents are Ayn Rand and God, but we know that's not true. So we have to put in the Oxford comma after Ayn Rand. This book is dedicated to my parents, Ayn Rand and God, to different, 3 different people, 4 different people if you're considering the parents. Okay, so that's why we need that Oxford comma in there. Okay, so this Oxford comma also has legal ramifications, because I was reading about a court case in which there was an estate that was being distributed between 4 children. And so the way that the will was written, it said, we'll just make up names. For example, it said, my estate is to be divided evenly between my children, Fred, John, Alice, and Rick. But they put the commas after Fred, John, but no comma after Alice and Rick. So what happened was there was a court case over it, and it ended up that instead of being dispersed among 4 children, it was dispersed among 3. The last 2 had to be, theirs was combined into 1/3. They had to split 1/3. And so when in doubt, stick in the comma. and especially in legal documents, that comma ought to be put before the and each time, so that it doesn't appear that two people kind of act as a unit, that each person is their own thing. And so, what do we learn from this? What life lesson can we take from the Oxford comma? So here's the life lesson that I'm thinking about. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Okay, so if you'd like to see more of my life lessons learned, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, share. I don't remember what order they're supposed to go in, but do all that and then you'll find out. Oh, and ring the bell. Yeah, I forgot that one. And then you'll know when I have a new life lessons learned.